My name is Lauro Falcon, and I met my wife 34 years ago. We've been married ever since, and we were very, very happy.
So I'm Joanne Falcon, and like my husband said, we live here in Cape Girardeau. We've been married 34 years.
I am originally from Castaños, Coahuila, Mexico. I came to the United States when I was 20 years old.
It was later in the afternoon he came home. He wasn't feeling good. I mean, he was just tired. We thought, we just dismissed it. He had been doing yard work at our daughter's, and he was working hard. So I took out my blood pressure cuff. I checked his blood pressure. It had his pulse. Blood pressure was great. Pulse was lower than what it normally was. But again, just kind of dismissed it. As I was talking to him, it was really strange because then his voice changed. And he was like making this really strange sound. It's like, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? And looked at his eyes, and his eyes were glassy. And it's like, okay, this is a heart attack.
Mr. Falcon had a out-of-hospital cardiac arrest in his house, and he was extremely fortunate because his wife was there and started immediate CPR, and she continued CPR until the emergency services, EMS, was able to come and help. When they got there, they found that he was in an abnormal heart rhythm called ventricular fibrillation, which is a lethal heart rhythm, and required them to shock his heart or defibrillate his heart, I believe 3 separate times on his way from his house and then to the emergency department over at Southeast Hospital. After initial assessment by our emergency room physicians, it was pretty clear that he was having a very large heart attack. We very quickly and very emergently brought him up immediately to our cardiac catheterization lab and got pictures of all the arteries on his heart. We saw that he had significant blockage involving essentially every major artery that he had. He actually required us to shock his heart again while he was in the cath lab at this time. He was in what we would call cardiogenic shock. His blood pressure was very, very low, requiring medications. We then conferred with our cardiac surgeons, but given how sick he was, they did not feel that he would survive if they tried to take him to the operating room to do bypass surgery. And so we tried to open up everything that we could at that time in the cath lab.
I was very much impressed with how Dr. Carr was very attentive to my husband, that he didn't leave. It was very impressive. I'm thinking we came in about 10:30. He was still there around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, making sure everything was going well with him. They gave me information about what they did, what was happening, the blockages and things that they could do and couldn't do.
We were lucky enough to have some newer equipment, a device that's called a left ventricular assist device, which is a pump that we can put in through the leg that helps support the heart muscle. And we placed one of those to support his heart muscle while we fixed his arteries. We ended up fixing 3 of the 4 arteries at that time. And then he, from that standpoint, went over to our cardiac intensive care unit.
The intensive care unit was really helpful. Again, they attended to my husband really well, and not leaving the room, making sure everything was looking good for him. So I was really happy with that.
He's home and is doing remarkably well and has really made an amazing recovery. And really, I have to say that it is all because of the bystander CPR from his wife. If he would have not received CPR immediately, he would have never been able to even make it to the hospital to have everything else done for him. So I'm just extremely excited at how well he's doing.
Right now, he's doing great. I would say he's just about his old self. We couldn't be more thrilled with how well he's done and his recovery.
Rehab, the nurses, they're very good. They work hard. There was 36 sessions to do, and I'm doing so well that yesterday they graduated me. I truly thank all the staff from Southeast Hospital. The diploma is special because in 69 years of my life, that's the only diploma I have received. Dr. Carr, there's some things that you see in life that you will never forget. Smiley face, always talking to me in a positive way.
We're so happy that it happened to be Dr. Carr was in the hospital at the time that we came in. The care, that the ability to do these things, to put not only the stents in, but also the little machine that helped his heart to beat, all these different things were here at this hospital. That was something that we couldn't have done without.